So it's been a while since I've shown the full inside of the laundromat because there's always people here. And this is the first time in a long time I've been here and there's nobody here. Obviously people are using it, but there's not anybody inside of it. And someone said this machine was being funky. But we'll try it out because this is one of our best machines and we'll see what's going on here. Of course people leave their trash and stuff here all the time. A mobile home for sale in a 55 and up community. I guess, you know, I could be putting my listings for sale up here too. Never thought of that. Okay, everything looks pretty decent. But we'll collect quarters, check the vending machines, check the pot machine, check the soap machine, see what we've got. Hopefully it's a good week, but we shall see. So we're just gonna get right into it since nobody's here and see what's in our very first machine, hopefully. That's pretty full. I think we've probably seen more at times, but it's not bad. And we also got our original security guard back. So it's a security guard who kind of just works with DMV, but he pretty much helps out all the businesses in this little complex. And he was on paternity leave, had his first child, and so he was gone for a while. And the new security guard, or the temporary one, was okay, but let's just say everybody here is very happy to have the old security guard back. Super nice guy. These aren't bad. There might be a little bit more in these this week than last week. Last week was a little light though. Of course, the time of day also makes a difference. Last week I came here early. This week I'm coming here a little late. So we should have more this week than last week. But you never know. So far it's looking pretty decent. Yeah, that's pretty good. One day we'll have another record too. I know 2 weeks ago I thought I had a record and my math was bad. Whoops. It wasn't really my math that was bad. It was my typing into the calculator that was bad. Because I used the calculator, still got it wrong because I typed in the wrong number. Not much there. There's usually not much in that one. But that's a little better. Hey, that's a decent one. Might be hard to tell on camera unless it's super duper full, but I can feel them, how heavy they are, and that's a pretty good one too. I know the videos that always do the best, even my videos that have always done the best, are the ones that show them just overflowing and completely full. But you don't ever want to let your boxes get that full because it means your machine is probably jammed and not working, could break the machine, and then customers can't use it, which is very, very bad. We want our customers to be able to use them all the time. Hey, that one's heavier than it has been for a while. For a long time, these HIPS machines, which are supposed to be pretty much the same as these, but look way better and have way less problems. They're being used quite a bit, and we had a lot in these, but lately there hasn't been as much, but this is better. We've got a little bit more in these than we've had the last few times. Yeah, for sure. Getting that bucket filled up. That's not as much. One day, we'll fill this bucket completely up. Oh, we got an error. Why do we have an error? All right, that's why there's not much in there. So we'll have to reset that one. See if we can fix it. Ew, that's pretty weak. That's not much either. apparently everybody's using these machines instead of these, which I can understand. This one I fixed the door latch, but it's got more problems. The door itself is sagging because this spot is broken. So we need a new inner piece. But for the time being, if you just shut it, it doesn't work. But if you lift it, it does. So that's probably how the door broke before, is somebody tried to jam it. They weren't gentle with it. So my sign just says, please be gentle. Having issues. There we go. Okay. And then this one. Not sure exactly what's going on with this one. It works, but then it has an error code. We reset it, it works, and it just keeps having errors. So we just put out of order on it because I don't want people to keep losing money from it. All right, to reset that one over there, we go into here. And we flip. Oh, why is that off? That's weird. Oh, because this one's off. Duh. Oh, I missed it. We think that one's a motherboard issue, which is tough to fix. All right, we'll see if that fixes it. Look at that. Is that door? I feel like that door, it's latching, but it's not sticking as tight as it should. Wonder if that's the problem. Always something, always something. But we got through all of those washers and nobody showed up. So we'll do the other washers and dryers now. I'm taking $5 and testing this one. So we will actually need to add $5 to our total, if we remember. Those aren't going in there very easily. How many quarters do you think I randomly grabbed? Was it the perfect amount? Oh, one short. Those are the quarters we collected earlier this week from this machine. Oh. So we'll see if it finishes a full cycle, because it stopped last week too, and there's a giant, not screwdriver, but chunk of metal stuck in the drain, which keeps the drain from closing, which means it just keeps spinning and won't ever rinse. But we fixed that. So now I'm not sure what's going on. Ew, that's awful. Is this one not? What's going on with this one? Okay. That's not a good start to these. That's better, a lot better. Wonder if that one's having issues and just nobody told me about it. And this just happened literally yesterday, so it should have, oh yeah, quite a bit in here. We already emptied these once this week. This is the second time emptying them, because like I said, you don't want your boxes to overflow. That's okay. This is our biggest machine, the 60 pounder, or 6 load. And that's a 5 load, but a lot of people think these are the same. This one just costs more, but this one is actually bigger, more powerful. All right, we'll count these up, then we'll check the dryers. Doing this out of order because now we're checking the change machine. I haven't been here for 2 days, so there's quite a bit gone. And then haven't taken cash out yet for the second time this week. Took it out once. It was a little bit light, 936 or something. So a good weekend is usually over 1,000. But maybe we'll make up for it for more money here during the week. You never know. The real goal is to not dump money all over the floor when I do this. And I succeeded! Looks like a pretty good amount. That might be more than we had last week too. All right, let's see what we've got. 1,600 from the front washers is kind of the bare minimum we're looking for. 2,000. So that's okay, not amazing, it's okay. Now we'll get these. 5,000 is a great number here. There we go. So, not awful. It's decent. It's about average for, I think, what we've been having the last few weeks, except for 2 weeks ago when we had a really good week. Someone came in and did laundry. Well, actually a couple people. So we're going back to the voiceover, and I was trying to do the pop machine, vending machine first to see if we could go do the dryers, but they stayed the whole time. I checked on the pop machine earlier this week, and it was out of Mountain Dew, and everything was really low, and quarters were everywhere. And the Coke wasn't working, the Dr. Pepper wasn't working, but I came in and was able to get everything fixed. So there's quite a bit in there. So the pop machine has been doing really good. And again, it's a pretty minuscule amount compared to the washers and dryers, but it's always fun just seeing the sales go up and things improve. And I found a whole bunch of extra quarters too, so that should also help things improve this week. So I'm not sure how long those have been in there. If it's new or it's been a while, we're going to count them this week. I also cleaned up the cooling element down there too. I've been meaning to do that for a while. Shop vac that. Although I had to charge the battery because the cleaning people had let the shop vac die. I got some new candy this week too. And apparently I think my big hunks got a little bit too hot because they melted and then messed up the machine. So I took those out, replaced them with non-melted ones, and then checked the other stuff. Quite a few things gone and selling, so that's good. I tried some other new stuff. I put some beef jerky in there, and goldfish, and some fruit snacks, and some other stuff. So we'll see if different variety of things helps out or not. Beef jerky's kind of expensive, but beef jerky's expensive in general. So I think people would understand that. In here, that's pretty heavy, and I think I see some gold coin. I do. There's some gold dollar coins in there too. So we used to get those all the time. In fact, they jam up my machine. I haven't seen any for a while, so kind of cool to see those dollar coins back. We'll get that all fixed and put back together. Now we'll check the soap machine. And someone, I think I figured out what's going on the right side here. So I put some blue tape over that tide because it was jamming. But if you notice, there's black marks that kind of show you where you're supposed to put, or how high the level's supposed to be, I think. I didn't know what those were there for, what they were there. I don't know why they were there before, but I think I figured it out. I think that's how high you put the soap, or else if you have it too high, maybe it gets too heavy, and that's why it jams up. So the one side on the right had a way lower mark than all the rest, so I wonder if the one on the right had problems before, and they figured out, oh, if we don't put quite as much soap in there, it won't jam up. So I left that one open and just put less soap in there, and we'll see what happens, or detergent, whatever you want to call it. All right, that was my soap right there, which was pretty low. It was low last week too. I'm not sure what's going on, why that is, but some people need it some weeks and some people don't. Here is the pop machine, and I'm catching the non-quarters that get spewed out on the right, and that's a really good week again. And there are my extra change. I've got a box for all of that, and then we'll see what the vending machine has. Although first, I need to take out all my gold coins. People ask me this all the time. What do you do with all the quarters? Who takes all your quarters? Banks don't want quarters. Almost all these quarters just get recycled back in the change machine again. So we take the quarters out of the machines, put them in the bucket, fill up the change machine with quarters, and when the change machine gets low, we keep filling it up with more quarters. And over time, we do collect more quarters than we give away. So every few months, we'll take a bucket of quarters into the bank, and the banks take them. They have no problem. I'm never run into banks not wanting them, or any banks that charge me to take them. So if you have a bank that's charging you to take them, go to a different bank. There's banks that will even just take your quarters, even if you don't bank there, and not charge you anything. So, all right, now we're checking the dryers to see what is in here. And that's not bad. Not a bad start. Not bad there either. The first dryer, if you notice my sign on it, says out of order, but it says it works just without heat. And a lot of people think this is crazy, but I've confirmed this. So the last 2 weeks, we haven't had anything in there. Some people dry without heat. They just want to spin it. And I've had one lady who I've talked to multiple times who says she comes to our laundromat specifically because our dryers have a no heat option, especially when they don't work. But no, most dryers don't have a no heat option. You have to use heat. But ours have a no heat option, and she actually prefers that for some of her clothes for some reason. So people think it's crazy, but I have confirmed it, and we do have money in that machine once in a while. That machine has a bad motherboard, we think. That's kind of the death of those machines and a really, really expensive repair. So we can fix most things. We figure out how to fix a lot of things, but that is a tricky one. I said I think we fixed the hips, we fixed the door issue on the other horizon. We'll check on the big speed clean, the 50-pounder at the end here, and see if it went through a full wash cycle without any problems. Maybe we magically fixed it by doing absolutely nothing. I just want to check the lint traps and make sure they are getting cleaned like they're supposed to be, because we do have people we hire to clean, but that doesn't mean they always do what they're supposed to do. So once in a while we check things out, make sure those are good. Last one, and not bad. That wasn't too bad. Not sure on the washers how we'll end up doing here on the sales chart, but I think the dryers will do okay. We're always trying to get kind of around 1,600 on these, and we'll see. Well, 1,600 is the bare minimum I like to see. We love to see more, but we'll see what this ends up with. I love this change machine. It works so much better. I finally took the other one to my office. We have two of these. The other one is just jams all the time. And my son wanted to use it to count his quarters from his washer he's got at the complex, our 7-unit apartment building. And so took that into the office. I'll leave that there so he can go use that if he wants to count quarters sometimes. And it's not looking too bad. I remember back in the day when I wanted to hit 1,200 quarters with my dryers. Those days are long past. Sometimes you get a flying quarter as well. And I don't know if there's quite as much as I thought was there. It is over 1,600, but not by a lot. So that's okay. All right, this is the machine. It went through a full cycle. Everything seems to be working fine. So I don't know what happened before. I've said this before. Sometimes they just stop working. We don't know why. We don't know the reasons. It's hard to say what's going on. Right here is our sales chart, and we'll see what it looks like here at the end. I also added, I did this with my small laundromat too, another little category for cash. I just started keeping track of that, so that's why it says 0, because I didn't keep track of it back then when we opened, but this is the amount of cash I take home every week. So people ask me this all the time because I post videos on TikTok, on Facebook. I have shorts on here about, how much cash did we bring in over the weekend? And people are like, well, you didn't really make any money. That's not money you make. You can't count that. And you're right. Technically, the money we make is the quarters from the machines. But the cash I take home is the cash from the change machine. The the quarters keep getting recycled. So yes, that's not technically my profit, but it is the cash I take home out of the business. All right, we'll see how we did here. Last week I fixed my almost record, which we'll see here in just a second. There it was. It was higher because I was off by 100. And this week, a little better than last week, but not much. So I thought we actually were on pace to do a little better than that, but I was wrong. So again, we've been very consistent the last couple of months, especially if you average out the last 2 weeks with the third week ago, which was pretty good. We've been really, really consistent. So I guess it's good we haven't had any real down weeks like you can see we had before, but I'd really like to see us jump up here pretty soon. So we'll see if winter changes. Rumor has it laundromats get busier in winter. I have not been through a full year yet, so it's hard for me to say. We just opened in December, and as you can see, pretty much over the winter, we were just getting started building back our customer base. So that's hard to judge exactly, how well we did or didn't do. With my liquor store, it's really hard to see trends until now, which is in our third year owning it, which is crazy. And now it's really easy to see the trends and sales and how things are going. But in the beginning, when you're trying to build it up and you have pretty fast growth, usually it's tricky to figure all of that out. All right, well, not bad. We're still waiting for that new record. Maybe next week. We'll have an update on Monday and see how the weekend was. And then count quarters again next week. Of course, if there's any drama, which we never, ever have, we'll mention that too and talk about that. If you have any questions, comments, love to hear them as well.